little story. This comes along with a big announcement I'm about to make, and a lot of you guys, especially if you're struggling with using Google to market, uh, you're gonna want to listen to this story closely. But this story is called Blackmailing Yog. It's actually a true story, and as far as I'm concerned, what I'm doing to Yog is worse than waterboarding. And you're gonna see why, but you're actually gonna love it because it actually benefits you that Yag is at the receiving end of this blackmail. So let's go back a few months. While I was socializing on the Magnetic Sponsoring Social Network, and actually, if you're not on the Magnetic Sponsoring Social Network and you're a network marketer or direct sales, you're missing out because it's a great place to network, meet people, find potential people to sponsor into your business, generate leads, and a lot of good stuff. But anyway, I came across this guy. I'm going to call him Yag. And he saw I was posting a lot of content on SEO, and he was asking me a few questions on silo structuring. So I helped him out and answered his questions, and he was pretty stoked to be receiving some of the teaching. And as I started to learn more about him, it turns out that he's actually one of Mike Dillard's top affiliates for magnetic sponsoring. So that was pretty interesting. So I figured I should keep this guy around since I might be able to learn a thing or two from him since he's been so successful so far. And I went to his website and I opted in and noticed he had a pretty interesting sales process. And by what I mean by interesting is he had a very subtle way of creating this viral growth uh, through his sales process, which was really interesting, very intriguing. So anyway, over the course of a few weeks, we started talking more and more over Google Chat, and he started, for whatever reason, trusting me. So I had gained his trust. So he felt a little more free about telling me things more about his personal life and all the fun he's been having in Australia and all the cool stuff he's done. And none of it really shocked me, but for somebody trying to make a name for themselves, this stuff could be pretty embarrassing. Now, you got to know something about me. I was in a fraternity at MIT, and I've basically seen it all. I mean, people think that we go to MIT to study. That's a facade. Actually, I went to MIT and just partied my ass off the whole time. So I know a thing or two about embarrassing stories. And I could relate to Yag, but this is not about me. This is about Yag. And so later on, I started asking Yag a little bit about his business, how he markets. And it turns out Yag is a master AdWords marketer. And he's made up to $40,000 in a month just as an affiliate and from his MLM with AdWords as his primary traffic source. So that was very interesting. And immediately I wanted to know what he was doing. So it turns out the reason why Yag was asking me about SEO was because he had actually turned off his AdWords campaign because he wanted to master another technique. AdWords, according to him, was getting too easy. I found that kind of funny because as soon as he said that, I'm like, teach me everything you know because if you're not going to use it, I want to use it. So at first, I did want him to reveal to me how he used AdWords because even though I do pretty well on AdWords, I certainly wasn't pulling a five-figure monthly income like he was. So, but then I thought maybe it would be better if I recorded this coaching session. So I was gonna have Yag basically spill his guts, and I wanted to record it. And this recording might be worth something. So I just wanted to make sure I had that evidence. So I told him, hey, I want to have a training call for my AMF customers. So this is where you guys come in, and basically I wanted to learn alongside somebody else, and so Yag simply said, sure. What do you want? What do you want coaching about? What's this all about? And I told him I want you to reveal the very best you've got, no holding back, all your secrets, all of them. And so Yag was kind of stunned, and he just kind of responded, or else. And I said, I'll start spreading the wild stories you told me around the magnetic sponsoring community about you. And he replies, are you threatening me? And I told him, no, this is blackmail. It's different. So Yag hesitated a little bit, scratched his head, and kind of nodded, all right, I'll do it. And so I said, excellent. I'll delete all the chat evidence from Gmail after the call. So he kind of accused me of being sleazy. I said it's good business to keep records of everything, and I mean everything. And then he proceeded to tell me about spending hours on end watching Britney Spears videos. And I guess he didn't learn his lesson and just kept feeding me more juicy stuff that I can blackmail him on in the future. But that's neither here nor there, and we'll move on to the more important stuff. So anyway, blackmailing Yag, what does this mean for you? Well, for AMF customers, you're going to get access to free admission to the call that I'll be having with Yag, and you'll actually know who he really is at the call. But for non-AMF customers, if you haven't invested in the Attraction Marketing Formula course, you get a couple options. Your first option is you purchase the course and you get the call for free. So that's option number one. Or if you're not quite ready for the full course, or you think you've mastered the funded proposal and you think you know something, and you're just curious about AdWords and how Yag is able to pull in so much money using AdWords, well, you can A, pay the full price, which is you can see below, for the call, or B, you can get a discounted price for admission to the call if you promise to submit a testimonial. So the two prices are below on this page. So look at those prices and compare. And I think you'll find that the discounted price is a much better deal, and we do expect a testimonial with that. So that's the deal. And there's also a guarantee. If you think the content wasn't worth it, I'm going to ask you that you send me an anti-testimonial. So what I mean by that is just spill your beans, spill your guts on why you didn't like the call, and say as many nasty things as you want. And just send me that to via email within 2 weeks of the call, and tell me why the call sucked, and I'll refund your money. And you get to keep the recording. So there's really no risk for you. If you don't like the call, you keep the recording and you get your money back. So again, AMF customers will get free admission to the call. Non-AMF customers can again buy the course and get the call for free, or you can buy a ticket to the call at two different prices, the full price or the discounted price, if you promise to submit a testimonial. And the other thing about being on the call is you'll actually know who this Yag character is. And so that's basically it. I'm not going to reveal who he is. He likes his privacy. He's already tired of people calling him at weird hours trying to like suck his brain of the knowledge that he has. So I'm not going to add to that anymore. So you'll find out who Yag is if you are on the call. And now you know how to get on the call, so I'll just read what's below. The more details are on this page, and I'll see you guys next week. Take care.